In today's video, I'm going to give you guys the top 5 tips to instantly improve your aim and recoil control. Be sure to leave a like and sub if you enjoy, but let's get into this. Alright, before we get into today's video, I want to let you guys know about the new G Fuel flavor that they sent me, which is the Fortune Blend flavor. It's a new Uncharted flavor. It is literally amazing. It tastes like pina colada. I've literally been drinking it so much, I'm already like halfway through this tub, and it literally just got sent to me, and I'm drinking it right now. But not only is this good, and not only can you use code PENGUIN on this to save yourself money, which I would totally recommend getting this flavor, but so is the movie. The movie is so good. I'm sure you guys have seen the games and played it, but the movie was literally amazing. It was honestly probably one of my favorite movies I've seen in such a long time. I've literally seen it twice now in the movies now. So go out, go watch the movie, and then when you're done with the movie, get this flavor, or do both at the same exact time. You can do it while you're watching the movie too if you want to. Either way, it doesn't matter. Go watch the movie and go get the flavor with code PENGUIN. But that being said, let's get back into this video. Alright, so when it comes to recoil control, I feel like the first thing I want to cover before we get into any tips is going to be the actual attachments that you are using. Now, a lot of people don't know what is the best attachment, and for some people it is preference, because for some people you want to pull down a certain way, it just feels more comfortable. But on screen you'll see me trying out all of them, and when I was trying out all these, this is all with an R4C, which is definitely a much higher, very strange recoil control weapon. Most guns, it won't really matter, like if you use like Nomad, Zero, Sledge, or certain guns that don't have a lot of recoil control, it can differ. But when it comes to most of this time what I'm going to be using, the one that I use is Flash Hider. I've tried the other ones. If I had to rank it for you, I would say Flash Hider, then Muzzle Brake on certain weapons, and then Compensator. I would really stay away from the extended barrel. You don't really need it. Maybe on Frost you can use it, because I think it's the only thing she can use. Most of the time it's going to be Flash Hider and Compensator, but generally just Flash Hider if I had to pick one. So go try this out yourself though, because it can definitely be preference on certain weapons and it does differ. But like I said, for me, Flash Hider is the wave. But that being said, let's move on to the next tip that I think will help you. Alright, so the next thing that we're going to be talking about is going to be your sensitivity. Sensitivity plays a huge role when it comes to controlling recoil. I'm sure you guys have seen me play on tons and tons and tons of sensitivities. I've played on very high and I played on very low. Whether it's high vertical, high ADS, or high horizontal, these are all going to affect your recoil control. Personally, I've said myself, it is much easier to control recoil on a higher sensitivity. Why is that though? The reasoning for that is because I am way more adjusted to pulling down on a higher sensitivity. Sensitivity is generally just going to be a lot of micro adjustments and learning the muscle memory. You will learn these micro adjustments, you learn this muscle memory, all from using it way more. But sensitivity plays a huge role in this. I'll show you. So I play on high sense, right? Let's see what happens. If my normal sense and I shoot the R4C, even if it's close up, I'm going to show you close up. Doesn't matter if it's close up or not. See? It's fine. It's normal. It's nothing crazy. But watch. Same ADS, 100 horizontal. That's not too bad. Why is that? That's because I'm used to a higher sensitivity. But now, let's do the opposite. Alright, so now this is on vertical, higher vertical now, alright? 100 vertical. Let's see, ready? This is 100 vertical. I'm sure you guys can see. See? So I'm not used to a higher... I'm not used to a higher vertical. So when you so generally what I'm trying to get at this is if you bounce around on a bunch of different sensitivities, you're immediately not going to like the recoil control. You're not going to like the sensitivity immediately. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is don't change your sensitivity so often to the point to where you're going to try a new sense. Oh, I don't like this. Screw this. Let me go down and try this guy's sensitivity. Try this guy's sensitivity. Because everyone plays on a different sensitivity. And whenever you switch, you're not going to be the best on it, okay? You just see me control the recoil solid, but I changed my vertical up, and I kept everything else the same. Changed the vertical, and it was all over the place. Now imagine if I changed the ADS to horizontal and the vertical because I wanted to try someone else's sensitivity, and I wanted to go and try out this one, and I'm like, damn, I don't know what sensitivity to use. This has got me going crazy. Like, I literally can't control my aim. Like, I'm so bad. Like, no, it's not because you're bad. It's because you have not learned the muscle memory that you need to understand the certain patterns on how they go. Sure, you can learn the patterns like, okay, it's to the left and to the right, and you can learn that generally, but you have to actually gain the muscle memory with a specific sensitivity in order to actually control the recoil to a good standard. So when it comes to sensitivity, what you need to do if you want to actually get good with better aim and better recoil control with a sensitivity, you need to find one that you can feel comfortable on, that you want to feel comfortable on, okay? When I switched to a high sense, I went from literally default settings up to a high sense immediately, and I was terrible. But what I did was I stuck with it. I did not change it. I just left it as it was, and I dealt with me being poo. So essentially what I'm saying is you need to just get good on it by warming up a lot, practicing a lot, and if it's too fast, it does not mean keep playing on it. No, lower it a little bit. Lower it by 5 to 10. Lower it like that. You know what I mean? Just go in increments of 5 to 10. You don't need to lower it so much. But just stick with it. Stick with a sensitivity that you feel comfortable on. And if you don't feel comfortable on it, give it an hour. Okay? Go play a bunch of TDMs. Go play a bunch of T-hunts. And see how you feel. But when you immediately switch your sensitivity, you're not going to be good on it. I promise you, you will not be good on it. So overall, all you have to do is just warm up on your sensitivity. Give it like an hour of a new sensitivity and leave it. Just warm up on it. And you will get better. You'll have better aim and better recoil control. But that being said, let's move on to the next tip. Alright, now let's say you are at the point where you're like, okay, I got the attachments. Okay, I got the sensitivity. Now, I still am struggling with recoil. How do I get it better? How do I really improve on it to where I can do this thing every single day and just keep improving on it until at some point I have no recoil on my gun? Now, this is going to come down to a couple things. You need to warm up on it. No matter how good you get with a sensitivity, no matter how good, the attachments that you have are on, you have to gain that muscle memory, and the best way to do that is one of two things. You stick with sensitivity, like I said, but two, you practice like this, right? So this would be my warm-up routine if I was telling you guys, or if I wanted to warm up my sensitivity, or rather recoil control with a gun. This is what I would do. I would come into a T-hunt. Let's say a new gun comes out, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to try this gun's recoil. Come upstairs. I've said this for years. This is the first part. You come up here in house. You click on top floor. Sit by the ammo crate. Just sit this close, right? And just keep practicing. Just keep shooting. You're going to keep shooting over and over and over and over again. Okay? This will allow you to understand how much to pull down on your analog stick. Okay? This will gain that muscle memory. When you do this, you are going to learn exactly how much you need to be pulling down. It will give you the muscle memory for this right analog stick, and you learn that. You learn how much to pull down. You learn all this stuff. And you just keep doing this. Like, literally, just keep shooting. I know that was terrible recoil control, but you just keep doing this. As you keep doing this, you can back up even more and more. For example, like I said, I'm just sitting here. Okay, good. I'm pretty good with, like, the close range. Now let me back up a little bit. See, I'm 6 meters away. Let me go to 10. And you keep practicing that over and over and over again. But once you do that, if you're on a, really try it out on people, because then once you learn the recoil control, you got to learn a way to get good with the movement and get good with the actual pulling down. And that is where TDMs come in. TDMs are super, super good for just learning how to actually control a gun in an actual situation when it's not versus T-hunts. Yes, T-hunts are good, but TDMs are definitely much better because you are actually versing people and not people that are sitting still. So you're versing people who are moving around, so you can get used to that, quick movement, quick recoil control. So those are the best ways that I actually give you to really hone in on how to control better recoil, okay? Or better control your recoil. But that being said, let's move on to the next tip. Alright, so when it comes to crosshair placement, this is another huge thing that's going to come in when you're trying to have better aim and just better recoil control. And I just want to give you some tips on it that I think will actually help you when you are playing. And these will instantly help you. Obviously, in Siege, when you're taking gunfights, you want to make sure that you have good crosshair placement. You want to make sure that you're aiming for the neck, head area, and maybe even the chest, depending on what gun you're using. Like the R4C might have a kick, so you might want to aim more towards the chest. It will kick up to the head, and you'll come back down, and you'll be in the chest, neck, head area. It's really up to you. But this is one tip that I think will help you a lot. If you need to understand where the head is, where you should be aiming, I'll show you. See this barricade right here? Not this buckle, but the buckle above it is where head level is. This is head level. That's perfect. That was not planned, but that's perfect. You seen how I was aiming head level and I instantly headshotted him? That guy's a paid actor, I promise you. But literally, that's head level. You want to make sure you're aiming head level, instantly kill someone, instantly do that. Now, neck is not bad either, neck, chest. But if you're not aiming head level and someone is aiming head level, especially on a mouse and keyboard, it's so much easier. It can mess with you. So some ways that I'd recommend doing that is doing headshot only, warm up on that, Or what I like to do is I don't even play headshot only. I really just come around here and I just go in and just start shooting for the heads myself. I just warm up pre-firing headshots. I warm up crouched. I warm up standing. I warm up flicking. All for the head. And I just will do a T-hunt where I'm only aiming for the head. It will help you a lot. And it will kind of give you like a memory of where to be when you're playing. But think constantly about aiming at head chest level. Just always think about it. Okay, next gunfight, chest head level, chest head level, chest head level. Constantly think about it. It kind of becomes like a muscle memory of like where to aim. I feel like this game is a lot of muscle memory, whether it's sensitivity, recoil, and crosshair placement. And it's all gonna come down to you just like always like drilling it into your head and just constantly doing it. And even if you warm up doing this, it's just gonna become very natural to you. You wanna make sure you get used to this. It will help you a lot. You'll win gunfights quicker. You'll be able to smoke M&K players, because it's brutal. I know M&K players are rough, but these are some tips that I think would definitely help you. All right, now this next tip is something that I want to talk about that I kind of talked about in my last tips video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But one thing that you will help with your aim, now this might not help your recoil control, it might, but this is more of to help your aim. Now this is something that I like to call confidence. Now it may seem so stupid and you might be thinking like, okay, like that makes no sense. How would me being confident in myself actually make my aim better? But it actually does. Now, if I'm, I'll show clips up on the stream or on the video so you can just generally see what I'm talking about. If you don't play with confidence and you are like playing very passive or very scared to take a gunfight, your aim is going to be very shaky. It's going to be all over the place. Your crosshair placement is going to be messed up. Just everything is going to be messed up. This is something that will wrap everything together. Because even if you have the right attachments, the good recoil control, the right sensitivity, everything, if you play scared, all this will be thrown out the window. And this game is something that requires confidence so much, and it gets overlooked so much. And something that I'm still working on myself, and I'm getting better at. And these are the tips that I have that I think from a person who actually goes through this and struggles with this, this will help you a lot. Okay? 1, warm up before you play. Show yourself that you are as good as you are. Show yourself why you are good at this game. Mentally get in your head and be like, okay, good. I just dropped 10 kills in deathmatch, 20 kills in deathmatch. Bro, I'm about to smoke everyone. Tell yourself that. Even if you tell yourself these things, this will help you a lot. It will help you, like, seriously a lot. Also, something stupid and small. Have a drink next to you. Drink water. Drink whatever you want. Drink some G Fuel. By the way, use code PENGUIN and save 30% off until the 11th of April. Yeah, I had to just throw that in there. Come on. But, for example, I drink my G Fuel. I say to myself in my own head, okay, I got my G Fuel. I'm about to smoke kids, bro. They're not ready for this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, small stuff like that. And even if you don't drink G Fuel, if you just want to know generally how to do it, but just warm up. Tell yourself that you're good. Be confident before you get into a gunfight or before you start a round. If you're roaming, for example, be like, all right, think in your head. Think ahead. Don't just run around like an idiot and just wait to get killed, wait to see people. Think in your head, actually. Be like, okay, I'm going to run over here. If someone comes from this way, I'll rotate this way. If someone comes from this way, I'll swing this kid. Kind of have a plan. When you have a plan, it helps you with confidence because you kind of already know what you're going to do. So when you build a plan, it builds your confidence. Not only that, but also just playing and just telling yourself, like, right before you swing someone, oh, all right, I'm going to kill this kid. I'm going to get this kill. I'm going to do this kill. And kind of tell yourself that you're going to get the kill. Kind of like think ahead already. Be like, all right, after I kill this kid, I'm going to do this. Like, it sounds so stupid, and I know it does. But I promise you, if you warm up, if you show yourself why you're good, if you drink something, stay hydrated, maybe even eat something if you want before you play, little stuff like this will help you so much. Another huge thing is try to not play with toxic people. When I play in toxic stacks, or I play with stacks that I don't know, or people that expect me to do good, or like it's very toxic, I do bad. I'd recommend trying to either solo queue, which is when I do best. I solo queue when I do best, even though the teammates are horrible. But when I solo queue, I'm very relaxed. So try and find a stack that you can be very relaxed in. If you're very relaxed, you'll play a lot better. You won't overthink everything, and you'll be fine. This is a small tip that I think will really genuinely help you, and it will, like, it's very necessary to play this game. Alright, now this is just like an extra tip that I want to throw in at the end. Now listen. Do not, and I mean do not play this game with cold hands. You will be horrible. You will look like E2 Smooth on controller day 1, okay? You do not want to play this game with cold hands. I promise you, playing with a controller with cold hands, you're just done for. Just get off. Go play a different game. Some ways that I recommend warming up your hands, obviously, run under warm water, sit on your hands. If you're a guy, throw it in your pants, pause. Like, just warm up, like, blow on it, pause. You can get a hand warmer too, but that's being excessive if you want. Pro players use it, but if you don't want to do that, just, you know, warm up your hands. But if you play with cold hands, you're gonna play horrible. Personally, for me, I can't play with cold hands because I feel so frigid and I can't move. It's horrible. Just wanted to throw that in there. Warm hands help your aim. Keep your hands warm before you play. If your hands are cold, you're gonna do poo. Okay? So just want to throw that in there. But hopefully, you guys did enjoy this video. I will see you guys. Be sure to leave a like. Be sure to comment. Be sure to subscribe. Much love. I'll see y'all though. Peace.